Let's be honest. You got a dog to make your life in Orlando even better, right? To have a great companion. Well, finding the right training is a huge part of making that happen. And that's exactly what we're going to walk through together. Just picture it for a second. A nice, easy stroll around Lake Eola, and your dog is just trotting along right beside you, no pulling, no lunging. Or maybe you're grabbing a coffee at a dog-friendly spot in Baldwin Park. These are those moments we all want, and good training is what gets you there. Okay, so before we even start looking up trainers online, the very first thing we need to do is figure out what you actually want to accomplish. So let's just ask a really simple question. What's that one behavior that, if you could just fix it, would make your day-to-day life so much easier and more enjoyable? Is it something that happens inside the house or maybe out on your daily walks? As you look at this list, you're probably nodding your head to a few of these, right? Trust me, you are not alone if your dog pulls on the leash or gets a little too excited when guests come over. Maybe it's just getting down the basics with a new puppy, or it could be something a bit more complex, like anxiety when you leave. Nailing down your main focus is really the first big step. All right, so once you know what your goals are, the next piece of the puzzle is deciding on the format. How and where do you actually want this training to take place? And here are the two most popular options. In-home training is just fantastic because the trainer comes to you and tackles the problems right where they happen. The barking at the front door, the jumping on the furniture. But then you've got group classes, which are amazing for getting your dog to focus with other dogs around and for learning to socialize in a safe, controlled way. And hey, there are other choices out there too. Private lessons give you that super focused one-on-one attention. Day training is great if you're busy because the trainer does a lot of the initial work. And for some of the really big challenges, an intensive board and train program could be the answer. Just remember, you'll still have to keep up with the training at home. So you have your goals, you've thought about the style you want. Now we get to the really important part, how to spot a real professional.
So here's the main thing you want to look for: a trainer who uses positive reinforcement. And this isn't just about handing out a bunch of treats. It's a whole philosophy based on building trust and making your dog want to do the right thing by rewarding those good behaviors. Honestly, it just makes training more fun for both of you.
I know this might look like a bunch of random letters, but these certifications really do matter. They show that a trainer is dedicated to modern, science-backed methods. Something like a CPD TKA means they have a solid foundation of knowledge for general training. But if you're dealing with bigger issues like serious fear or reactivity, a certification like a CBCCKA tells you they have specialized expertise. So, here's your cheat sheet. When you call or meet with a potential trainer, have these questions ready. You want to hear them talk about positive methods. You want to know how they'll tailor the plan to your life here in Orlando. And you definitely want to know how you'll track progress and what kind of follow-up support they offer. Okay, let's get down to the practical stuff. What it's like to put these skills to use right here in our city. And yep, what you can expect to invest. This chart gives you a pretty good ballpark for training costs around Orlando. You can see that group classes are usually the most budget-friendly way to get started. On the other end, something like a board and train program is a much bigger investment, but it's for those really intensive needs. And once you start learning new skills, where do you go to practice? Well, Orlando is basically your training playground. You can work on those leash manners with all the distractions at Lake Eola Park. Fleet Peoples is perfect for practicing recall since it's fenced in. Or you can head to the trails at Wakiwa Springs to teach your dog how to be calm around new sights and smells. When it comes down to it, training is really an investment in your relationship with your dog. It's what turns a stressful walk into a relaxing one. It makes having friends over so much easier. It just opens up so many more ways for you to enjoy this amazing city together. Good luck with everything and have fun out there with your dog.